is John Kitover News. This has been the 5 o'clock news. We're going to jump back into a clown house room. Here we go.
We don't have anything.
Explain, please. What are you missing?
We need a lot of other wills. For example, if we don't have to work, we would be able to spend much more time for our health. We would be able to live much longer.
You need proof the books are holy. Well, who says these books are holy? You got me lost at that point.
Well, according to your beliefs, if they are not holy to you, they are holy to others.
No, but what? Okay, that's called a story. A lot of stories and myths.
No, they are not stories. Special. No, they are not stories. Maybe there are some tales in the Quran and the Bible and the religion of the Jews. What's it called? I don't remember.
The Kabbalah.
Sorry, my English is not the second language. The first language. It's the second language. Okay. Torah. So according to these stories, they are just like models to you in order to learn from them. Okay. So if they are not religious to you, okay. And according to Mr. Peter, who said that we need this and that, well, respectively, Mr. Peter, but God already gave you the ability to do whatever you want. So you cannot blame God that He didn't give you what you want. I'm sorry, He cannot give you what you want as ready thing. He gave you the.
I agree about this. I did not blame God, but I say that we don't have everything that we need.
Okay, Peter, what do you think about that, bro?
Like, kind of live in scholar.
I'm going off what you're saying, masonry, Egyptian, because that's a good point. But Peter, just to explore your mind, I'm like, okay, would you say needs are like subjective in a sense?
Needs are not all of them subjective. Some of them are vital. For example, for food, for home, and for clothes. These are the things that are not subjective. You for sure need that, but other things can be more subjective. Yes.
So it is subjective, yes, in a sense, but it is, but it's not. I know what you're saying. That's a good point. So yeah, some things you can benefit from, and some and you can have So okay, so the reason why I say that is because like that is a great point, Peter. But there are certain things, okay, for your spirit, like if you're looking for food, right? There are certain things that could be starving you in your spirit. So say if you don't get food, but you're not going to have food for a year or something like that, and you end up, dying or whatever. But what if you do not have the needs that you needed for your spirit to keep you going on? So it could be things in your spirit that God does supply you with and that you don't even know. So I don't know. I think that we do have what we need and things like that, or whatever. And it can be basic things that we don't think it's necessary. But
I can speak sometimes. Yes, my English is lower than our but I have a farm. Yes, and I have food for me. I have always for me, and absolutely perfectly happy. And
okay, everybody, we're gonna go back to the music.
Let him beware of abstinence from action. For the curse of his greatest that he must speak. Truth that the falsehood thereof may enslave the soul.
The highest excellence is like that of water. The excellence of water appears in its benefiting all things and in its occupying without striving. The low place which all men dislike hence is near to the The excellence of a residence is in the suitability of the place. That of the mind is in abysmal stillness. That of associations is in the being with the virtuous. That of government is in its securing good order. That of affairs is in its ability. And that of the initiation of any movement is in its timeliness.
And when one with the highest excellence
Does not wrangle.
the highest excellence is like that water. The excellence of water appears in its benefiting all things, and in its occupying without striving. Heaven is long, enduring, and earth continues long. The reason why heaven and earth are able to endure and continue thus long is because they do not live or for themselves. This is how they are able to continue and endure. Therefore the sage puts his own person last, and yet it is found in the full. Give me the sign of the open eye, a riddle of shadows where whispers lie, the thorny thigh, the maddening cry. Open, open. I am awake, the serpent shakes. The eagle strikes with its jagged claw. The beasts emerge as the gods withdraw. A storm of silence, a broken love. I am born Give me the sign of the open eye, a riddle of shadows where whispers lie, the thorny thigh, the maddening cry. Open, open, I am awake. The serpent shakes. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a God can. The eagle strikes with his jagged claw. The beasts emerge as the gods withdraw. A storm of silence, a broken I am born to death, reborn on the hunt. I do as thou wilt, as a God can.
Under neon skies where the starter comes. Shadows whisper truths as the bassline drums. The will is fire, unchained, untamed. No path is written, no soul is blamed. Thou hast no right but to do thy will. Feel the stars, let the silence fill your will. On its waves, it's alive, it's still. Delivered from the lust of the thrill.
we're gonna jump back into a clown house room. Here we go. Is it still going? Oh my God, it is.
So now I'm gonna beat the white man up, and that's the white man to pay me some money because a group of people
say that.
But nobody's asking. But nobody's asking white people.
Can I finish, Coco?
But nobody's asking white people. Nobody's asking white people.
Coco. I don't know
They're
if you know.
asking their nation. They're asking their government.
Coco, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Not white people itself.
Coco, I'm gonna ask you a simple question, and please answer just honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Do we live, Coco, in a majority white nation?
Okay, what's your point?
No, I just want to ask the question.
What's your point? What's your point? Because our government also have black representatives as well who can also vote on those or not. So it being majority white has absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Oh, really?
No, I do agree with that.
Hold on. So, Coco, I want to make sure I'm understanding you. So, if
because
the white
we're asking our government,
we can't talk together, Coco. We can't talk together.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a point real quick here. Coco, why should any white person pay reparations for something that they were not participating in?
No one's asking.
Hold on, wait. That was to me. Wait. Now, no one's asking my white neighbor for reparations for something that my nation did to my family less than 80 years ago. Okay? I'm not asking my white neighbor, hey, you need to give me reparations for something that my state or my government did or my federal government did to my ancestors or to my great, uncle or auntie or whatever have you. I'm not asking my white neighbor. I'm asking my government. It's a completely different thing.
But it comes from taxes.
So I'm gonna make sure. Let me finish, guys. I just want to make sure.
It comes from taxes anyway.
You guys are funny.
No, you better not do the tax thing, bro, because we fund all type of shit that shit.
Thank you, because we pay taxes too. Like, hello.
Yo, our tax dollars go to all type of shit.
Hello.
Can we have a conversation? Can we have a conversation?
Sure.
Guys.
On a serious
note,
as a black person, everybody black that's
for a nigga that's worried about gay niggas, can you let Edward finish talking, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
I just had a question for.
Okay, before we go on, can I just answer Coco, please?
Is rights with them.
Okay. All I'm saying.
Call this grown gay ass nigga Coco.
Okay,
it is my name on here, ain't it? Why would you know how to read?
What the fuck your
you
daddy
how to
call
fucking
you?
read, don't you?
Oh my God.
Okay, my bad.
Guys, all I want to do is have a dialogue, whether you guys agree with Edward or not. All I'm saying right now, all of us are responsible for our own behavior. We can have every excuse in the world. We can ask people for whatever we want. You have a right. You can ask for it. You can lobby for it. You can do whatever you like. That's the beauty of America. You're free to do whatever you want. Doesn't mean that people have to respond to you.
Yeah.
And that's why. One second. Let me finish. That's why. Is this like? Can somebody mute up, please? Can somebody mute, please? I'm getting feedback.
Young, you're hot micing. Yeah.
Hey, where's Edward's green bean? Where's Edward's green bean, guys? Come on, man.
I don't really in America, but I love America. Can Edward finish? Please? Thank you.
Hey, you go kind of long-winded, bro. That's why people be cutting you off.
Right. He's been real kind of lengthy, but yeah.
Hey, but
wait, what's he done? Did he get a call?
No, Edward.
Wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on one.
This nigga worried about niggas being gay so bad. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, Edward.
Like, hello?
I don't want to hear from no
Like,
nigga.
what?
Hey, y'all missed the crash out segment. It was like 30 minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. We're not crashing out right now.
Hey, Edward, this is something to think about, Edward. Look, bro, and we don't even have to go all the way back to slavery, bro. Let's just go back to Jim Crow. And a lot of us still have parents that are alive that lived through that. Do you realize, Edward, that the majority of the wealth that white people in this country obtained, that wealth was given to them by the government? From things like the Homestead Act, the GI Bill, and we were citizens then. But guess who didn't? Guess who couldn't partake in that? This is why
nobody wants to help you while you're in Mississippi. Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I don't live in Mississippi. I don't go there very often. If in fact,
Like, if she was that concerned about the black and white thing, why the hell was she living in fucking Mississippi? Because I'll never go there.
But you just like don't. Like what you're saying is actually true. You do believe that it's wrong, but you're being dishonest to a certain extent, sir. Right? So it seems instant.
So, I mean, it's like you can put statistics out that are factually accurate, but still be both insincere and dishonest, right?
Yeah, or I'm thinking too, like maybe I'm trying to think of maybe like you. Okay, here's like what I'm thinking of that like maybe you have. I'm trying to think. There's an example that involves you, but like maybe you have like a counter example that you've heard against your own view or against some view or something, but you're trying to defend another view, and so like you're truthful in the sense that everything you're saying about the view is accurate, but there's a counterexample that you have in mind that like shows that they're actually right, your interlocutor.
Yeah, just
you
like
don't want to say it because you want to learn or something.
Who was that guy that I was debating last time we were talking about? And he wasn't even like a believer. He wasn't anything. He was almost LARPing, right? And when I asked him about a particular belief, he actually lied to me. He said that he claimed to believe a position he was representing, but he was actually playing devil's advocate.
Who did he come out?
Who was that guy?
What did he say? I don't know who you're talking about.
Was it Matthew, maybe, or something like that?
Matthew?
Weren't you?
Do you remember the view that he was espousing? Or?
No, but it definitely had to do with the Bible.
I don't know.
And then they kicked him down to the audience or whatever. I thought you were there.
Probably. I just he didn't give me enough to go on.
I mean, we went on for an hour and a half, just him and I. We were modding, I believe.
And more information, sir.
No, I don't have more information. I just know that it's about the Bible. I think his name was Matthew.
Well, there's Matthew Adelsteiner.
No.
He's
like talking. Ugh.
I know. Now we can.
Why do nuns come in here when there's fucking 3 people in here? Like, what do you think's going on in here? It's so fucking entertaining.
I hate it.
So gay.
That is gay. Who's on my friends list right now that is green?
Yeah, that's a big way, right? Because it's probably somebody we know, but if it's somebody we know, just go in on your regular account. Stop being a doof.
Let me see. Q is green, but he doesn't have plus.
No, and he wouldn't sit down here.
Mm-mm.
The sort.
It seems like a Chicago deal.
Yeah.
So gay, dude. Like,
Chicago! Here we are. Hello?
you know what?
It's like, do we have to make a private room just because you can't fucking leave the room?
Hello? What are you going to talk about?
Here's what's funny. So I'm going to wave at you, and they can just listen to the music then.
Bro, I swear, I make your bitch ass like they make it so hard to log in. I hate it, man. They make it so hard
It's
to
for
log in.
safety, but I know it's annoying. And then you go move one page and you gotta redo the whole thing again, right? You gotta go read the whole thing, right? It's infuriating. I get it, right? That's why they're rated like one of the safest brokers. I think top 2 or top 3. I'm tired of it, right? You know what I mean? It's like I fucking gotta go click one. Like if I'm trying to look at a page, and then I have to go with my IBKR. Then it signs out, and I completely lost my train of thought because I got to remember my dumbass password again, right? I don't know, man. Yeah, they're tripping. They're tripping big time.
You know this guy in the audience. Did you know his mother was a whore? Yeah, his mother was having sex with lots of random soldiers in Israel. His mother took a road trip to Israel, and his mother even went to Congo just because she couldn't get enough.
I heard of it. I seen the videos. It's like 50, it's like 50 Korean won.
This guy in the audience, he doesn't know like how much of a slut, Congo loving slut his mother is.
Yeah.
It looks like Spadina is like the spot to check out the food. Where's Spadina at? Salad King got #1. Salad King?
Spadina? That's in Toronto.
Salad King,
that's what I'm saying.
Salad King is amazing.
Yeah.
I fucking love that place.
There's people there that are like 3 generations and they don't speak a lick of English. That's how you know it's great. Right?
The top 10 was Salad King, Massini, Gobadino. I'm not really into tacos, so I'll skip that. Lady Mango, Roll San, Chinatown Spadina, Momo House, Bloor West, St. Lawrence Market, named by National Geographic. Little India, I would check that out. Pakistani, under $15 meals.
You gotta
Corso Italia and Shanghai Soup Dumpling spot on Spadina again. Spadina's the spot.
You're traveling. Why do you wanna spend under $15 when you're traveling? What the fuck is wrong? Are you going to Thailand? You're coming to my city.
You reckless with your funds, dog. You reckless.
Yeah, you need to check out.
All right, hook me up, man. If you know a better spot, yeah, go ahead.
Momo House is like world class. It's one of the best I've had in the world. Momo House is amazing.
Tibetan, y'all. Tibetans.
I'm telling you, like this is like it'll even if the pictures don't look that good, I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. Momo House.
Well, we got a Tibetan place that just blew up. Philly's restaurant scene's got to be way better than Toronto, yo. Like shout out Philly.
Trust me, it's not the same. The place that blew up in your country is not the same standard.
We about to find out.
Yeah, we're about to find out. I'm about to show you. You're never gonna mess with my stuff.
DJ Fridays had the perfect word, restoration. It's more of a here's what we did to you. Here's the harm that it caused. Here's because mind you, reparations isn't just in a monetary form. It could be in many it could be in many forms. It's just the monetary form is the most popular one. So like there are many different methods of reparations. So like, yeah.
I mean, y'all keep asking the question, and I hate when Black people ask this, like, what damage was harmed? It ain't always about damage. It's what we wasn't able to pull out the system like our white counterparts did. I just told you, a lot of white people, generational wealth was given to them by our government. The government literally gave them their farmland, literally gave them their wealth. Do y'all not understand that happened in this country? When this country was developing and they had all this land that they had over here, they literally passed it out to people. They didn't earn that shit. They handed it out. But if you was Black, you better not bring your Black ass to this office to fill out this application. What are you doing? This ain't for you. This is for John and Peter. Your name's Jerome.
So DJ, can I ask you a question, DJ, if I may?
Yeah.
So, do you believe that injustice is on the planet?
Bruh. Come on,
just say yes or no.
Like
no, I'm asking honest questions. Could you follow me along, DJ? Can you just follow me along, please?
Okay, because what you're doing is that's like me getting into a car accident, and when I go file a lawsuit, they say, shit, everybody
DJ, he just wants you to go along with it. He just wants you to go along
exactly. Exactly. Just have a conversation, DJ. It's okay.
Come on,
man. But that's a bad question.
So, DJ, I'm asking you a question, DJ. I know. You can call the question idiotic, stupid, out of place.
It's bad faith.
The answer is
no,
DJ,
it's not bad faith.
It's not
okay. No, it's okay. It can be if you want it to be. So this is my question, and I want you to be honest with us. Could you tell me, out of the 13 colonies, what part of their government purchased any enslaved Africans?
Brother, it was government policy.
No. You didn't answer my question. Listen to I'm going to give it to you again, DJ. Could you please give me documentation where a government body in the 13 colonies purchased enslaved black people that came on either the Desire or any other ship that came from the West Indies or any other part of Africa? Please tell me where the documentation in the 13 colonies that the actual government of those 13 colonies purchased enslaved people.
I don't. Wait. The 13 colonies did have.
Just say you don't have it. DJ, just say you don't have it, brother. Just say
DJ, just say yes.
Just say you don't have it.
Is he asking? Is he? What is he asking?
Who cares? Let him do it. Why are you guys doing this? Why are you guys trying to guess what he's doing? Why are you guys trying?
Listen, slavery and like I'm not.
No, I'm trying to.
Listen. Like I tell y'all. We don't have to go back to slavery. We can just go back to the fucking Jim Crow era.
Let's go back to Jim Crow. Wait. Let's go. Wait. Hold on, DJ. Hold on, DJ. Hold on. Edward, can you repeat?
Letting him make his point.
I'm going to repeat.
All the interrupting has to stop, man.
Sorry, everything. Sorry. They're not letting him make his point. If you guys,
I literally just asked him to repeat.
Coco,
I know. Coco, you're doing right. Coco, you're doing right. You're doing right. But DJ,
I'll repeat the same question. I'll repeat the same question, guys. In the 13 colonies, could anyone share with us what government in those 13 colonies purchased enslaved people?
So Virginia, do you want us to list which state in the 13 colonies purchased slaves and had them?
White House, right? You know, slaves built the White House.
No, hold on. Let's just answer his question.
Hold on.
Let's just answer his question.
Yeah, Coco. Thank you, Coco. Because see, what you guys keep trying to do is you want to not answer the direct question. Okay? I want all of us to understand and just listen out. The fact is this: private citizens purchase people. Okay? Private citizens. People who own property. Only 1% of the American population in the 13 colonies, including black who own land, needed workers. You got to go back and look at U.S. The 13 colonies, it was by King George III. Slavery was not a government institution. It was people who had plantations. They needed workers. And they themselves...
Wait. Just let him finish.
Yeah, I think you dropping bombs.
Just let him finish. Just rock him afterwards. Just let him finish.
Slaves, bro.
Hey, we gonna bring them snipers out, man. They've been chilling. Don't let us bring the snipers out.
Yeah, they have good snipers.
Please bring it out, Hibity, because listen, I don't think the critical thinkers in this space, and I believe everybody's a critical thinker, I think we are so driven by ethnic group that no one wants to look at reality.
Bro, but you're
right.
DJ,
you guys be finished. You guys,
I want to get back to the question. Please.
Go ahead, Coco.
Please, Edward, I wanted to hear your plantation point. Please. Can you finish? Can Edward finish?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Edward. Edward, come on.
Oh, the argument could be made that the government failed.
Wait. I just want to understand. Like, okay, so what he's saying and why he's asking the question.
Cool. Good man, Coco. Edward, go ahead. I'm going to mute up. Please just finish your plantation point. Start there. You said people working on the plantation. Go ahead.
trade part. And you got to go to the supply line. I've been to Africa, guys. The western part of Africa.
We're not talking about Africa. What the fuck?
Go, okay.
DJ,
stay on topic. Stay on topic.
No, I'm sorry. You guys do not understand. This is not that hard. I'm just trying to have a conversation. Okay, Coco, what I'm saying to you is that people, not government, people who own plantations needed workers. And one of the way they got workers is they purchased enslaved people, not government. Now, there were some forms of government that actually purchased 4 slaves here, 4 slaves there, to do certain things, but they actually compensated those people. So let's be honest, and it's all documented history, guys. It's documentation.
Okay. So pause right there, Eric. So basically, what you're trying to basically say is during the 13 colonies time that independent people or city, whatever have you, private citizens purchase enslaved individuals because they needed workers on the plantation.
And the government failed to protect those people who were enslaved. So there's still an injustice.
Right, because my thing is this. What did damn the loud ass motherfucking airplane. What did America once, because you're bringing up the 13 colonies, what did the United States do once it gained its independence? Because during the 13 colonies, they were still the 13 British colonies. Wait. Because during the 13 colonies, they were still the 13 British colonies. So what did America do once we gained our independence?
And I want you to hear from 1776, we abolished slavery. We're the second nation.
No. What did when we gained our independence?
When did we gain it, Coco?
What did the United States do? Because you couldn't say that we got rid of slavery and hell the fuck no, because even in some states, Mississippi just got rid of a motherfucking slavery rule like 10 years ago. So, no. When we gained our independence, we did not just outright abolish slavery because the Emancipation Proclamation would have never had to be had. So, what did the United States? Wait. I'll let you fly. Just answer my question outright. What did the United States do once we gained our independence? And then I want you to answer it, and then I'm going to answer it, and then we can be done. Hello?
Use my time just to explain to you very clearly. 1776 gave independence to the United States for the first time. We were no longer the United Kingdom. We divorced King George III, who was the largest purveyor of slavery. It came from Britain. We divorced them for a reason. Because you know why? One of the grievances was slavery. They wanted to get rid of it. I don't know why. Listen, if we just read documentation history, we will all know this. But you know what we like to do? We like to move forward on colorism.
You're not answering, Edward. Now you get this off. Because no, you didn't. What did the United States do in regards to slavery? In regards to slaves, mind you, because after independence, there were still slaves. There were still plantations. So after the United States gained its independence from Britain, what did they do? Or the United Kingdom, British, whatever have you. What did they do?
You mean what did they fail to do?
What did they do? Did they keep? Wait, stop. Did they keep the slaves? Did they set all the slaves free? Did they still keep the institution of slavery? What did the United because you bringing up the 13 colonies and then trying to say, oh, it was private citizens, but not realizing that the United States did definitely gain its own independence after the 13 colonies. So what did the United States do to black people after it gained its independence? Edward?
It failed to protect those black people.
No,
it fails to protect them.
Devin, stop. Seriously, guys. So I'm gonna answer very clearly for you so you can understand. Some of the privately owned citizens.
Oh my God.
Decide.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I'm done.
Oh my
Coco.
God. Because you finna try to beat around the motherfucking bush and you're not finna make no damn sense. And now you finna piss me off.
Why
Because now you're being very disingenuous to the history of our nation to try to make your fucking point.
Coco, I'm sorry that you have to.
No, I'm sorry that you are ignorant. I'm sorry that you are ignorant. I am sorry that you are trying to fucking beat around this motherfucking cherry bush to try to make your point, to try to be very disingenuous to the history of our nation. So since you just gave your answer, now I'm going to give my motherfucking answer, okay? And my motherfucking answer is actually the appropriate answer because I love history, okay? History was actually my best subject, not only in high school, but also during my undergrad as well. Passed it with flying colors. Especially during Black History Month. So I would love to give you a history. So wait. I just let you. Wait. You just answered. You just answered my question. So now I'm going to answer.
You're not going to pause. You're not going to pause.
Hello?
Could you pause for 1 second?
Okay. I'm going to pause.
Thank you. You went all this. You called me names. You told me I'm ignorant. I didn't say anything about you.
I didn't call you no names. I said you finna make me off because you're being disingenuous. That's not calling you a name. That's stating a fact. That's stating an act that you're doing.
You said I was ignorant. Did you not understand that?
Okay. So calling you disingenuous is calling you ignorant?
No, you use the term ignorant.
Okay. So that's what you want to focus on instead of what we actually talking about.
I'm going to focus on it. You know why, Coco? Because you're not focused on the topic.
Okay, so back to my question at hand. Back to my question at hand, because now you're trying to get away from my fucking actual answer. Question. So back to my question. I asked him, what did the United States do? Because he brought up the 13 colonies and tried to make it seem like the government itself did not keep the structure of slavery once we gained our independence. He is still trying to keep it as this old private citizen did. My neighbor over there chose to have slavery, but the government itself didn't. That is basically what Edward is trying to say, because he keeps to minimize it to private citizens owning slaves and to keep it from a government entity actually participating in it. Now, this is what happened once we actually, gained our independence. So mind you, slavery predated the United States, and every one of the original 13 colonies had slavery. But after independence, the United States inherited and constitutionally protected the institution of slavery in several different ways. So this is after our nation gained its own independence, it still participated in slavery and actually constitutionally protected the institution of it.
Also,
why you talking?
I thought you was done.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay. So I'm just gonna land here. So a couple of things that the Constitution, basically kind of protected the institution of slavery in many different ways was the 3/5 clause. Look it up. The fugitive slave clause and protection of the international slave trade until 1808.
And not only that.
Right. And so landing here, the 13 colonies, the 13 colonies inherited an established system of racial slavery from the colonial period, and the United States was created while that system still existed, and it initially protected that same system, which is why it had to be abolished.
So who's gonna pay for reparations? Let's not even limit it to the 13 colonies. New York State.
Hello? Hello? If I want to hang out and not record, I can hang out.
Close. Okay.
You want to get close to me?
Close to your YouTube. Just want to be friends.
What do you want to talk about?
Usually, Alistair, I'm the motherfucker sticking up for you, so...
Yeah, I know.
You gotta be nice in my room.
But what's the point?
Are you recording?
No, I'm on the toilet.
Okay, I'm taking your word for it.
All that yoga pushed a turd out of you, huh?
I did a hip rotation and I thought I sharted my pants.
MAGA.
Sometimes the thoughts that are in your head, John, should stay in your head.
At least while you're at the therapist's office.
You're
I thought that
projecting.
about myself.
You're projecting onto me.
100%. 100% I am, because I've been at the therapy at one point and I've been like, all right, watch what you say here. We're just feeling this out.
Yeah, don't tell them too much. They'll know all your secrets.
Exactly, but her solution was move to California. I'm like, literally.
The therapist told you?
Yeah. You don't seem to fit in here. Maybe you should move to California.
Oh my goodness.
Dead ass. That was the last time. I took a big handful of her candy that last visit and put it in my pocket because she had the big candy bowl.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you mind if I have one? And just huge fucking handful. That was the last time I was there. I'm like, bitch, if that's the solution to move to California, you think I'm depressed here and you want me to go live in a tent on the beach? Give me a fucking break.
Wow.
But I could tell she was a raging lesbian. Maybe she was a lesbian. She thought I was going to take her woman, so she didn't want me in the state.
Oh my goodness.
She knew you were going to take her woman. Diana was showing to her, where's the Subaru?
I wonder if I can get this lizard to hop in my hand.
To enjoy, the fruits of the labor of our ancestors.
Yes, they should. Because here's the thing.
What?
Here's the thing. In my opinion, especially for you first generation Americans, y'all really shouldn't even. I think it's disrespectful that y'all even be having this conversation because y'all really still guests in this house.
Oh,
y'all really
did you all hear that? That's dang. That's
but I mean,
that explains a lot.
I mean, if we wait, but I don't think you really want to go down that route because, I mean, I can go.
Oh, it's been happening for a few years now,
Pepe, because you don't have the equity that I have in this country.
I bet. Well, first of all, I have ancestors that have been here longer, so probably than you.
Nope. I can get.
My ancestors.
Well, okay, so like the person with my last name came here in before 1619, whatever. So it was literally before 1610. I'm not giving the exact year, but I don't really. And who we want to. If we really wanted to go that route, I could talk about who the founding fathers wanted into this country, who they ever thought was fit
y'all can't never
to move to this country, and who they even thought should have the right to vote.
Y'all can't ever prove that because them same fathers. Listen, those same founding fathers, like Thomas, I think it was Thomas, one of those Thomases. He said, if there's a just God, our children are going to pay for what we're doing. They knew that shit was fucked up what they was doing.
Sure, but okay, let me put it like this. They were abolitionists or, they supported slavery in the South. Even amongst the abolitionists, it was more common for them to at least they agreed that blacks should not live in civilized society.
Tell you.
So they did not.
That's why he's stuttering because he's making shit up right now. You can't.
I'm literally not.
Said that.
Yes, that was the argument. Was basically,
that, right?
What do we do with them once they're free? Do we say send them back to Africa? They shouldn't be with that. They shouldn't be living with us.
Saying, are you proud of that?
I'm not proud.
Okay.
I'm not making a
Can I
judgment.
tell you?
And the reason I asked you, see, I'm mixed, right? And that's why I'm ashamed of my whiteness because of that. When I hear talk like that, okay, how could you look in the mirror as a man? Okay, yeah, you don't get a fair shot if you're dealing with a black man. You know why? That white privilege, yeah, that part.
White privilege. Well, I would say you were. Here's where you benefit from white privilege.
Are you okay with white privilege?
Yeah. Yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, that's a man.
So, okay, this isn't your fucking room, so shut the fuck up when I speak. okay, then shut your fucking mouth. Okay, you're gonna come up here being hostile like this? We were just having a conversation. Nobody was cussing or yelling at each other.
I didn't cuss at you.
Now, let me speak. Now, I would say that if we really want to go down that that route,
you trying to make me hostile because I'm a black man?
Okay, are you really going to shut your fucking mouth, or do I have to put you in the audience? I don't want to be uninterrupted again. Now, when it to this white privilege, which African Americans clearly have, there is a bunch of black countries, all of them not even developing. There's basically third world shitholes, the worst places in the fucking world that are run by blacks. And then we can look at where blacks live in Latin America. How are they treated there? You'd probably rather be born here. And quite frankly, the most successful blacks, I guess you can put it, in the world, the ones that have the most impact, culturally and quite frankly, just have the best lives. They're African Americans, really. So, I mean, you guys really have nothing to bitch about. And if we're being very honest, had your ancestors have not been enslaved, look at the Congo. What the fuck do you think you would be living like today?
Hey, wait, hold on, please.
Wait, ain't the Congo getting raped by like
y'all.
China and other countries?
Any student of Back to the Future understands. If it wasn't for the slaves, Pepe, America wouldn't exist as the America today because they wouldn't have had free labor. You know how strong you could build.
I actually disagree with that. I think it would have maybe taken longer. But
no, listen.
But at the end of the day, what you did is you had Native American. Let's say that you didn't have black people. Now there's something that's very similar. We can look at Australia, New Zealand, Canada. What's really funny is these countries all have pretty much similar standards of living, similar laws. Everything's very similar, and I think had there been no black people, it would be I think it would be just fine. But it would just be the amount of time it would take to generate that kind of wealth.
Doing the World Cup.
Can I say something on to what he just said? That's like me taking your mother, raping. Hold on. That's like me taking your mother, raping your mother, and then saying, "Oh, those kids are better because we have more money over here." Are you serious?
But
I'm serious.
We're better over here in America after slavery, and that's okay with you. Serious?
I'm not. You can get mad and butthurt about the past. I'm just bringing out obvious facts.
I'm mad or butthurt. We know about the okay, and you know what was done. So you was okay with what's going on with chattel slavery.
Didn't happen to you. Get over it.
So
it happened to my ancestors. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what would have happened to your ancestors had they not been enslaved? Your grandmother would have likely died. Your grandmother and your great grandmother would have likely died at under the age of 40. Okay, they would have absolutely inadequate health care. Finding food would be horrible.
At that time, I think everyone would have probably died at an early age at that time. Probably.
Well, no, it was a lot. Africa, the life expectancy in Africa was significantly lower just a couple generations ago in comparison to the rest of the world.
That's because.
Pepe, come on, Pepe, listen. Wait, hold on, Pepe, listen.
Wait.
You know, during the World Cup, right? A lot of people from England, when they came to America for the first time, they were shocked about just about the amount of air conditioning we have over here.
Yeah.
I just watched a white kid who went to Italy for the first time. He said that Italy is damn near one step away from being a third world country. He was shocked how fucked up Italy is.
Italy's not the best example.
But you're saying
but now it's not the best
America
example.
Is far above these European countries, bro. Far above.
So what?
Shithole.
Well,
but quite frankly, those European countries are better than anything you would find in sub-Saharan Africa. That's just a fact.
Well, that's your opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's literally if we go through which metric by which metric.
Africa itself, but Africa itself, naturally speaking, is naturally wealthy. And also people in Africa, like for example, they don't have to depend on credit like we do here in America. If the way that the money system works is if they got it, they got it. They don't, they don't. There is no credit. they have to pay it full out. So if an African buys something in, let's say South Africa, that's because they got the money. Okay? They ain't gotta buy no credit. They ain't gotta do no car loan. They ain't gotta do no woo try to get this. If they got it, they got it. If they don't, they don't.
Okay, so they never met. So in other words, they haven't been corrupted by Jews.
To where
That's nice.
America, they want to put you in credit debt. They want to put you in debt. So here goes a whole bunch of line of credit that we probably that we gonna make it 10 times harder for y'all to pay off, so you could be in even more debt. That's our America. But in Africa, if they got the money, they can get it. If they don't, then they just
That's fine. But look, I'm not saying this to be insulting. I mean, I'm just making a what?
Like saying like you can't, as if like Americans don't have like cash on hand.
I never said that. I never said.
But you're saying it.
Okay.
I never said that. No. So that means you didn't understand what I was saying. In Africa, there is no line of credit at all. Like at all.
So what?
Well, I want to go back. I want to go back to what I was saying.
Okay.
If you want to pay with cash, you can buy a car with cash.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you. And I just want to go back, and I want to make something very clear. I want to make something very clear to the Black Americans.
I think y'all intentionally try to miss people's points.
No, I didn't. No, I understand. So you don't have usury. That's fine.
I'm not talking about you, Pepe.
Oh, okay. I would say this is just an ugly reality. And we were literally a white supremacist country. We thought we were superior to you. We thought you guys were not. We thought you guys were beneath us. In absolute terms, that is literally who we were, or at least our ancestors at that time.
Wait.
We thought we would take 100% of the time, take white people from Europe. Yes, we may think they're ethnic trash. You know, they're dirty fucking Polak or Slav or some greasy Guinea, and they're not as good as us. Yes, that happened.
Don't forget the Albanians.
However, at the same time, though, they thought they were at least worthy enough to be considered human. They did not see that with you guys. The whole time, all of these people, Black people.
Who? What? Huh?
Black people. They look at you guys as less than
of a
human.
man. We know that.
Black
Even in
people-
World War II, the most
people-
common complaint. First of all, they couldn't allow blacks to serve on the
history. Are you talking about, Pepe? You said
all the way up. We can go up until World War II.
So black people saw other black people. I'm so confused.
No. White people saw black people as subhuman. They looked at. They would completely favor and welcome.
We know that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And, even World War II.
But hold on, Pepe.
Okay. No, even during. Okay. Thank you. During World War II, they did not allow blacks to fight on the front lines alongside whites. They'd have to do it separately. The number one fear was that the whites would end up killing them. On the exit polling that they did on the soldiers or the service members after World War II, the biggest complaint was, how dare you let a fucking N-word wear my beloved uniform? They thought it was fucking disgusting. That is the history. That is how they looked at you guys. So, quite frankly, this was a country that was run by white people. All of it. And they had a very specific direction for where they wanted it to go.
This country, but wait. Didn't this?
Did I say something?
Wait, didn't this piece of land already technically have people on it before the 13 colonies was even formed?
Yeah, but they didn't create America.
Didn't people have to use the same native people of the land to even try to get a consensus of how to pray here?
That's fine.
Oh, okay. So with that being said, I find it really interesting in your rhetoric of how you're trying to paint this picture, right? That white people just made everything instead of stealing, pillaging, and whatever the fuck they be doing.
Okay.
They just came to America, all of a sudden just knew what to do and just started running it.
Yeah, I would say largely.
They didn't kill people to do it. They didn't steal from people to do it or anything to create that.
Sure,
right?
Sure. I don't think they came here mostly to colonize, but which involves a little bit of it depends on which European people. But the English, they were pretty straightforward. Say there's a big difference between there's let me put it like this. There's a reason that where England ended up colonizing, those places ended up doing really well. The French places were basically garbage. So were the Portuguese and the Spaniards they founded. They're third world shitholes.
Pepe, can Holly introduce a little?
Yeah, but Pepe, what you were saying was wrong because in World War II, they had black fighters. Okay, they had the Harlem Hellfighters. Okay, they were the bad.
But you missed what I you missed what I said. You missed what I said.
No, then hold on.
No, you did. You missed what I said because I said they could not have black frontline troops serving alongside the white ones. They had to do it separately.
Yeah.
That was my point. Not that there weren't black frontline troops. It's just that they could not. Yeah, they were on the front line by themselves.
All right.
And the most resources are in Africa. Okay. Yeah. You quoted that as wrong. Yeah. The most resources.
Yes, the most resources are in Africa. You know what's really funny is we can look back at Rhodesia, the breadbasket of Europe, which is now Zimbabwe.
You're shouting.
Okay, shush. It was the breadbasket of Africa. They could feed the whole fucking continent alone. After they ended up getting control over the country and the whites no longer had control, they needed to not only could they not produce enough food to feed themselves, let alone Africa, which they could do, they had to get food aid, international food aid, because they're that fucking incompetent and retarded. So, yeah, rich on resources means nothing if you're too incompetent to actually utilize it.
Yeah. So it's my people for the saviors. They didn't say
they were drinking.
I'm being totally honest. If that's the case, then why would you have white privilege if you don't have to cheat?
Please,
go ahead, Andrew.
Real quick. I really want to hear from Holly because I know she's got some good stuff to say. But I just wanted to say this. You know how they say that, that white people today, they benefit off of the enslavement of black people, and I just wanted to point out that there are a ton of inventions and amenities and quality of life enhancing things that white people have brought to the table in the United States.
And so have black people.
No, not nearly as
much. Not even
no, because
not
if
even
you really want to go there, we can go there. I love history.
So if
you really want to go there, we can go there.
Let me just say this: you can go to any Chat GPT or whatever.
I don't have to go to Chat.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Hold on.
Let Andrew go.
Well, let me just say this real quick. Automobile, mass production, airplanes, diesel engines, practical light bulb, alternating current system, telephone, radio, television, germ theory applications. Hold on.
Here we go. Are you gonna list all of them?
Hold on.
Or are you only gonna list the quote unquote inventions of white people?
These are white.
You guys got to learn to do that.
So
okay, you guys are getting triggered. You guys are getting triggered. Hold on, you guys are getting triggered.
Figured out. Look, this is all I'm saying. You can try to bring up the black list if you want. Okay. Since 1865, there have been an enormous number of inventions and advances credited to white inventors and scientists across the field. Automobile, mass production, airplane, diesel engine, practical light bulb, alternating current system, telephone, radio, television, germ theory application, penicillin, polio vaccine, X-ray, insulin, isolation, transistors, personal computer development, internet protocols, refrigeration and air conditioning. Black people, you like that? Washing machines, modern plumbing and sanitation. Okay. Anyway, I just think that maybe we need to talk about a little bit of an imbalance there of contribution.
But I would say this. Can we talk about who invented the open heart surgery?
It never works quite as you guys make it out to be.
White inventors, but I can't talk about black inventors and what they did.
Okay, but let's look it up and
You moved me down so Andrew could talk.
I didn't move you down.
My culture. I don't like when someone disturb my speech. I just
interrupting you.
I just hate you because you disturb my speech. I don't like.
Igor, nobody fucking understands you. Shut up.
Shut up. He just listed a bunch of white inventions. I think it's fair if he can list some black inventions.
Well, I'll just say this. I think that this is and I'm only saying this because I believe it to be true. As you guys know, I don't really do I don't, I used to do these rooms where I'd have these very confrontational, I guess you could say conversations, but I would say though that my personal opinion is that if I think slavery was a curse and we're living with it. And I'm going to be very direct when I say this. I think that had we had not committed slavery, our country would be much more prosperous. It'd be much more peaceful. It would be a lot more safe. And, everything would be literally so much better if we did not have black people living here. Because you can statistically back this up. Black people do create a significant amount of burden for every other group that's non-black. That's just, and statistically, you can't say that's not true.
Now let the black people respond. The black folks, the time is yours.
So when we talk about, I love, America is a place of inventors, right? So I'm glad that we're talking about it because in regards to the light bulb, can we talk about the person who actually invented the filament for the light bulb? Who is that person who improved and basically was one of the prime people behind the light bulb, the actual filament that creates the light? Who is that? Is it Lewis Latimer? I think it is. I think I remember hearing about him during Black History Month. There's also y'all know the thing that we use all the time. If we don't want to throw our clothes in a dryer to get rid of the wrinkles, we use an ironing board. Do you know who invented the ironing board? It was a black woman, actually, in the 1800s. Do you know who invented the?
But who invented the iron? Wouldn't you have to do that on something flat?
I say ironing board. Ironing board.
Yeah, but the iron board. You have to use something flat.
Ironing board. Ironing.
So that's
board.
like an easy invention.
Okay, it was still invented. Why the fuck are you trying to do it? I was now dismiss it because it's an easy invention. Did you create it? Did you invent it? Okay. So with that being said, who made the movable refrigerator? So basically, refrigerators that you put in trucks. Like if a food company is trying to transport goods and they have a rated truck, do you know who invented it? It was a black man.
I agree.
Black man that invented
You're
that.
right. You're right.
Oh, and I could go on and on. Examples talking about Granville, who also invented. Why was it that Andrew was able to speak and people interrupted me?
Yeah, go on and on. It's like
hello.
Well, hold on. Let it
We're on Andrew. Shut the fuck up. I literally went down to the goo because I was interrupting you because you wanted to go on and on. But now you interrupted me.
By the way, that was Holly that was moving you guys, not me. She puts that in the chat.
So with that being said, I'm just going to name just a couple of more because apparently I'm triggering some.
No, I wasn't upset. I wasn't interrupting.
And so the high pressure water hose was also created by a black person named Lonnie. Also the open heart, the first ever open heart surgery was performed by a black doctor. The first ever in history. He basically invented the open heart surgery. So I find it really interesting how, and that just goes to show how American history really works. It loves to shine light on, white inventors and inventions. But yet, when we talk about black inventors and inventions, all of a sudden, that was a small invention, or they didn't invent it at all. No. Why can't we talk about the black girls who sent who sent astronauts to the fucking moon? All right, so oh my God, I'm gonna keep fighting my fucking pain if I keep getting fucking interrupted.
I want to go up to cup.
Literally, Andrew was able to fly his plane with no damn interruptions, with none. Okay, and so with that being said, the only thing that I'm going to say is this: America, and I'm not trying to shit on nobody's inventions, but what y'all not going to do is try to sit here and act like Black Americans had no contributions, had no inventions, it didn't invent anything that we actually use today in 2026. Y'all not gonna sit here and talk like that.
That's not
America itself is a place full of inventors, full of innovators, and it wasn't only white people. Thank you, and I land there.
All right, wait, let me go. All right, I'm not trying to degrade Black inventors by this at all. I just want to get the facts straight here. I'm sure there are a lot of amazing Black inventions, but the ironing board and the water hose and the filament, everything that you just mentioned, they didn't invent the actual thing. They actually invented and improved upon of the thing. And then the last one that you mentioned, the open heart surgery, even that was false. You're thinking of, I think, Daniel Hill Williams. He, in 1893, operated, I'm reading, on James Cornish, who had been stabbed in the chest. Williams opened the chest and repaired a wound to the pericardium, the sac surrounding the heart. So the reason they don't consider open heart surgery is because he didn't actually operate inside the heart itself. He operated like around chest kind of area. So that's just, I mean, none of these things you've mentioned are really completely true. It's sort of like, what do you mean, here we go?
Holly, let's not act like...
Just add me to the queue. Just add me to the queue. Just add me to the queue.
Okay, bro. You got to put on Holly. Black people, okay, they couldn't invent things, okay, until what was that, 1857? And then after that, okay, if I, for example, let's say I patent something, all right, there's big money that can basically come and steal it. And I try, hold on. Then I try to take them to court, and they'll just run me through court to where my money will run out. That's how people still patent. Hold on, in 2026. Okay, so you're talking like, but let me ask you a question, Holly, because you're basically saying like you think Black people are a little bit slower. Do you believe that?
No, I didn't say that at all.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll say this: if we're gonna look at inventions, especially like the last 500 years, it's going to be a narrow group of people in a very specific area of Europe. If you look around like Belgium, parts of the UK, Holland, Germany, France, Switzerland, it's where it's like the sweet spot. They do primarily a lot better than at least, and people who descend from those areas that come to the US, for example, tend to be the most innovative. So then we can look at other anomalies like Ashkenazi Jews, for example, are they're a very small population, but they're extremely overrepresented when it comes to inventing shit. And look, this isn't like a white supremacy argument. It's more like if we actually are honest about the different groups, okay, Blacks are significantly lacking in comparison to, for example, those Europeans or Jews. It's not me trying to say like, oh, they're better than you, but by the grace of God, I didn't invent shit, but I'm kind of glad I live in a country by these really brilliant people that did invent a lot of this shit.
Yeah, and I just to be clear, I just wanted to make the list because remember what I said. I said that people say, look, white people are benefiting off the backs of slaves today. Of course, they're benefiting also, but they want to say we're benefiting specifically, and it's like, well, then I just wanted to list things that white people have brought to the table that they certainly are benefiting from. And look, on the flip side, you can say that, and I think Holly right now, like for the open heart surgery, they performed one of the first successful surgeries. That's what I see here as far as the list goes on the other side. But the list is much shorter. Position traffic signal in 1920. Communications, numerous railway electrical devices, improved hairbrush with synthetic bristles and an easy, clean design, improved ironing board, automatic elevator doors, pioneered blood plasma storage and organized large-scale blood banks, third device for cataract surgery, performed one of the first open surgeries. George Washington Carver did hundreds of applications for peanuts, soybeans, and sweet potatoes, crop rotation advocacy, and improved soil sustainability, improved carbon filament for light bulbs, making them longer lasting and cheaper, worked on Bell's telephone patent drawings, And then the last part is early home security system. Imagine that. That was a joke. Early home security system with video monitoring, a precursor to modern CCTV. Co-invented core IBM PC architecture, holds multiple foundational computer patents. That's Mark Dean. The ice cream scooper. Okay. Refrigeration systems for trucks, enabling modern refrigerated transport of food and medicine. So that's there's probably some more stuff too. But I will just say, I think the comparison is, it's probably, if you took a complete list as far as the impact, the ease of life, the amenity, the amenity. Comparing. Huh? Well, yeah, we are comparing because that's what's happening when people say, "Hey, white people are benefiting off of the backs of slaves." Like,
but you're not saying white people didn't invent anything. We're just saying white people benefited off the.
No. I know. We're saying you're benefiting off our backs. That's what I'm saying. You're benefiting off of our backs.
But if that's the case, you're also benefiting off of our backs too. If they're black inventors, like hello, if you don't use that logic.
No.
If you go use that same logic, we can say the same thing for you.
I didn't start the logic. I'm responding to it. When people come up to a white person and say, "You bit," okay, I didn't have anything.
And now I'm using it on you. So now,
okay, but Coco. I didn't have anything to do with enslaving anybody. I didn't do it to one person. I'm against it. Mm-hmm. If I was there, I would like to think I would have fought it. I would have died probably fighting it. Okay, that's my view. But if somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, you are benefiting from black people being enslaved in the United States," I'm gonna say, "Hey, you are benefiting from, all kinds of things that white people put their blood, sweat, and tears into." Tons of
and then they can turn around and say, "Oh, but you're benefiting off the black people."
Sure,
the black people.
Sure,
but then it's going to be a continuous cycle of I did this and you did it and you did this and I did it.
Okay, real quick, this is a good timing for a transition on the title of the room. By the way, good evening, everybody. Just been listening for hours.
So really quick, because I was in the queue.
No, not really quick. No, not really quick. Nope, not really quick at all. So we're gonna go into the title. Up in the title is "What is white privilege?" So this is a good transition because, I'm sure that's gonna come up.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, go for it. You can start it off. Go for it.
Yeah,
somebody bring Matt Allen into the room, man.
Can I answer first?
Somebody ping Mike Allen immediately.
Okay.
I thought he said I could answer. All right.
I literally said I was in the queue, and all of a sudden you want to go all of a sudden just change the title.
Wait, Pepe, you want to go?
You see how y'all do?
Stop.
No, he changed it. I was changing it a second.
And I was going to be short as hell.
I'm going to be the leader of the pack.
I was going to be short as hell.
Stop it, Coco. Coco, hush. I'm going to
literally the only thing that I was literally Joby girl, don't do that.
Boy,
literally the only thing that I was going to say.
Let's spur this on. Actually, you want
to
literally this topic.
Literally,
okay, Coco, we're moving on. I don't know what you're rambling on about. Go ahead, Edward.
I'm talking about what we were just talking about. Why y'all want to change the title when I'm finna get ready to talk?
No, we're not talking about that anymore right now. When you have your submission, you can bring it back. It's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine.
I was already in the queue to make the submission.
Oh my gosh, no. Okay, Edward, go ahead. Just go ahead and start the conversation, Edward, if you want. If not, Pepe, you can go too.
What is white privilege to Edward? Is that I live in a majority white nation. I'm happy I was born in the United States.
It's crazy that you put somebody else. You could have just said, "Hey, Darius."
Coco, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. Wow.
He was in the middle of speaking, and then they changed the topic. I guess that's
we didn't change the topic.
Instead of just adding me back to the queue, he put like 3 other people in front of me. It didn't even say that I could go with my submission. Now you see what I'm saying.
Coco, is it possible for us just to move to a new topic? Is that possible?
We can move to a new topic, but you're not going to sit here and act like I wasn't getting ready to speak. You could at least put me back in the queue.
I don't care where you go.
I'm talking to the doctor. I'm not talking to you.
Thank you. So right now, if you can go on mute, because I'm going to speak. Is that okay?
Hello?
I'm going to speak right now. Could you go on mute?
So I'm in the queue, correct? So I go after Edward. Thank you so much, because I was definitely getting ready to go. So I'll go after Edward. And Pepe can go after me. Thank you.
Coco, have a puff and relax.
I'm already smoking, bitch. Thank you.
Okay. So because I appreciate the term white privilege as an American, because 630 plus thousand blacks died in Civil War, not that, white. I'm using that as an illustration. We shed blood on this only time in human history. When we got to a group of people who decided that their young men and women would die in a civil war. Okay? Also, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. 1776. Our founding fathers, they were not people of color. The people of privilege. But they also made some courageous things. Okay? They wrote our beautiful 3 documents. Our Bill of Rights, our Declaration of Independence, and we all got it, right?
They invented the cotton gin.
Yeah, and our Constitution. So what I like to say, for me, just Edward, you guys don't have to agree with anything Edward said, okay? I appreciate the white Americans that decided, those hung, those who helped abolish slavery, those who were free men who gave their lives, all the stuff that has taken place. So for me, what is white privilege to Edward? That I live in a country that has infrastructure, that have a lot of things going for it, the educational level, all kinds of different things. People send from all over the world. People send their students to our institutions. Why?
That's right.
Because we as Americans, not because of ethnicity, just because we're American, we have the opportunity to get out here and have what I consider, you want to call it white privilege or whatever. Edward, his father and his grandfather, is grateful to be born in this nation all day, every day. And I'm glad I wasn't born anywhere else. Thank God for the Constitution of the United States, who was built and designed by white people. And I land on this, everyone.
Shut
the
up.
last I checked, okay, I got it. You can tell me to shut up. It's all good. The last I checked, all the currency that my family has, there's dead white people on it. Not one black person on it. I like white privilege. I'm going to keep getting those dollars.
Okay, thank you so much for your submission. Thank you so much. Let's give him a hand clap, y'all. Thank you so much for your submission, Edward. Thank you so much for that. I just find it really interesting that the same person that's saying, oh my goodness, white privilege is the same person that couldn't even tell me what the United States did after we gained our independence, so you can even sit the past. But with that being said, in regards of white privilege, first I'll talk to the topic at hand, and then I'm just going to make a small submission of what I was going to say. When we talk about white privilege, there could be many different forms of white privilege and what that could possibly look like. Like, for example, being profiled and you're just simply being the person that you are. You're not doing anything or whatever have you. Or you know, it could be like, for example, if an insurance company gets outed for denying more black recipients than white recipients, that is the thing called that I would consider white privilege, because white people are getting more of the privileges of the insurance company. If a loan company is also out for denying more black people than white people, it's boring, but it's fact. So you can keep interrupting me, but it's fact.
No, it's
so
not.
as long as you keep fucking interrupting, I'm applying this motherfucking plane, bitch. So which one you want to do?
Well,
which one you want to do?
Bitch.
Which one you want to do, bitch?
Fuck you.
Which one do you want to? Which one do you want to motherfucking do? I find it really interesting how the racists on this motherfucking stage love to get triggered when I start talking.
Finish your submission.
Okay, thank you so much. Because hello. Oh my goodness gracious, Lord Jesus, y'all need to learn how to practice emotional control.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever have you. Now, also with that being said, when I gave my submission earlier of just simply acknowledging black inventors, I was hello. I was only doing. Oh my God!
That's because he keeps
Why
getting
y'all-
interrupted. Please let him finish.
Who keeps on doing
I do
that?
not want to get my big mic.
Who keeps on interrupting him?
I moved down one of them. The wetback is on his last straw.
What did you call me, you fucking nigger?
Oh my gosh.
Y'all know Spain was one of the people. Not Spain, but Portugal. Portugal was one of the first people to start the whole slave thing and all this stuff. So it really doesn't surprise me that a Hispanic. Oh, my bad. Okay. So just with that being said, do y'all know when I was just bringing up inventors, I was simply just bringing up inventors to just simply say that America is full of innovative people. And a lot of times people try to downgrade the contributions that Black Americans have contributed to our nation. And I'm not going to sit here and act like that's going to be a thing. So for example, just landing here, do y'all know the barcode that we use whenever we go to the store and you see that barcode that's on the side of an item, and you see and we go to the cashier and they scan it they scan the little barcode on that item. Do you know who created that? Who invented that?
Do you know their name?
Do you know?
Do you know their name?
I mean, absolutely. Their name is Mark Dean.
Okay.
Mark Dean. Mark.
At least you didn't just say a black man.
D-E-A-N. D-E-A-N.
I'm just glad you didn't just say a black man and leave it at that.
Right. So y'all know what IBM is? Is one. Y'all gotta know what IBM is, especially if you're in the United States of America, because he basically started a whole global thing in regards of how we purchase things at the stores. So with that being said, we're not going to sit here, okay, and just try to shit on Black inventors and act like their inventions is still not being used today, and like people are all over the world aren't benefiting off of those inventions, just like the white inventions. I'm glad that America is a place of innovators, whether they're white, black, pink, polka dot, because that's what we are as a nation. We're a nation of innovators. That's what we do. We change the world. Thank you, and I'll land there. Thank you.
White person invented the barcode.
What's that guy's name again?
Person did.
Coco.
Mark Dean.
Okay, it's not coming up. And it's D-E-E-N.
Just type in inventor of the barcode. Maybe that'll
I did. The white guy
No,
came up.
just type of inventor of IBM. That's what it is. IBM.
You said a white.
Okay.
Did a white guy come up?
No. Yeah, white guy came up for the barcode. When I put Mark Dean IBM, it says American inventor and computer engineer. Let's see what they invented. Was innovation leadership, blah, blah. Let me read through this a bit. Oh, yeah, here you go. He is an American inventor and computer engineer. He developed ISA bus with his partner, Dennis Boiler. And he led a design team for making a 1 gigahertz computer processor chip. He holds 3 non-good patents, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he has a few patents, but it seemed like he had a partner with the Dennis Moeller.
Coco, I thought you said he invented the barcode.
He did. That's what IBM is.
All right. Who's next?
So you wanna retract your statement?
No.
Coco?
Retract about what?
It was a white man that invented the barcode.
No, it's not. Where does it say that at?
Norman Woodland.
The one gossip.
Where does
Yeah,
it say
that's
that?
what I say.
I literally just said IBM. Did I not just say that?
IBM was.
I literally said the barcode that you see at the stores. IBM. That's what the stores use. Is IBM. That's what the stores use.
But you're wrong.
Is IBM.
It's IBM. IBM.
No, IB is IBM.
No, it's a UPC.
It's IBM. Do y'all not know what an American
barcodes are UPCs, Universal Product Codes. IBM is a fucking computer technology company.
Barcodes in IBM, and the way that it was used, he invented it.
No, a white person did it. This has been verified by many people. So
do y'all not know what IBM is?
The
computer none of y'all know what
IBM, dummy.
So none of y'all know what IBM is.
International Business Machine.
What does IBM stand for, Coco?
Fuck out with that submission. I'm exercising my white privilege right now. Who else wants to?
I just want to clarify because George Lauer,
Coco, right?
Florida, do you want to answer the question? I see you're off, Mike. Do you want to?
It's just George Lauer. It led the IBM team that designed the rectangular UPC symbol. So I'm kind of confused. I thought maybe IBM, but
Coco's getting it all mixed up because look, if you look up Mark Dean, the computer scientist who actually did apparently help create the first IBM personal computer in 1981, that Mark Dean is a black man. However, the inventor of the barcode was white man Norman Woodland and Bernard Silver, which is colloquially known as a UPC. A universal product code is the barcode system, Coco. But Mark Dean, to your credit, about IBM, was a computer scientist and a black man who helped with the personal computer.
There we go. We got it solved. Great. We're good.
Thank you. I see where Dean comes into play. So this is where, wait, hold on. This is where Dean comes into play. He holds 3 patents on the IBM PC, which is fine. Then you have the ISA bus, co-invented the industry standard ISA bus, the internal architecture that allowed the peripheral devices, including barcode scanners, printers, and keyboards and mice to plug in directly to a PC. He has a few, but he's got like the 1 gigahertz chip as a co-designer, and he's got color graphics. He helped design some of the architecture that brought the first color PC monitor to life.
So basically, IBM invented the barcode, the practical barcode system. So I did speak in regards to the barcode itself.
No, that's not correct.
Yes, they did. It literally says it in the IBM history that IBM literally developed IBM assembled a team to develop a practical barcode system. Hello, hello, and then IBM was used in the way that IBM was used. Okay. That's all I was saying. I wasn't, so I misspoke in regards to the barcode, but the way that the barcode system was invented was IBM.
We move on.
Florida.
I'm just gonna leave you with this, Coco. So Lahr, who like literally did it in 1973, George Lahr. I don't give a shit if he's white, black, but he was the one. More along the lines of intriguing history. This is why I'm jumping in. But George Lahr, and I was aware of this, did it in like 1973. Now, the Dean did not join IBM until 1980. But the UPC code that, guess who, IBM was reading was actually originally invented by George Lahr. Dean did invent an upgraded process and improve on it and did something that the partnership team did do. And he holds patents in regards to them. But it was kind of like, inventing a better something or other. There's just new. No one's taken away his invention. It's just you're giving him too broad a scope and saying it's all resting.
So I'm giving him too broad of a scope.
Got it.
So I'm giving him too broad of a scope. Even though
shit. Like, so here, I'll tell you something else, Coco. It wasn't until like the little maybe mid-80s, early 80s that you started seeing patents on every fucking wheelbarrow sold around the fucking country. And the reason for this. This shit came over on the fucking Mayflower. The shit existed in fucking multitude of countries before that. But you know what? Companies started slapping patents on it because they could make money off of it. They didn't invent it. They didn't invent the wheelbarrow. There's a lot of people that had different versions of it. But like the cool thing is that he has other patents and he's good for other things. You just gave him too broad a thing.
George Lahr is a black person. Is he not?
Okay. Can we just move on, Brad? Let's move on. Okay, Florida, do you want to answer the question up top? Go for it.
Sure.
What do you think it is?
White privilege? Well, being white in America generally does not create the same or similar sort of race-specific obstacles that other members of some minority groups have historically and continue to some extent be more likely to encounter. That's not to say necessarily that white people have easy lives, but it's not to say that white people have easy lives. It's not to say that white people have it. Every white person has it better off than every non-white person. It's just the idea that like, there are things that have occurred and continue to occur in some extent, way, shape, or form that like white people generally as a group do not have to deal with nearly to the same extent as non-white people. That's all.
Thank you, Florida. Who invented the watermelon?
Hey, come on, man. That's
Cool, man.
God.
The last time I checked, white people and black people eat watermelon.
Pepe, I think you're up next, Pepe. I think you wanted to go. Are you there, Pepe?
Yeah. I mean,
can also go.
I was just gonna start just it pissing people off and saying how we're better looking and I don't know, but privilege. I would say, I guess you would have to ask yourself like whether or not it's an earned privilege as at least at a group level. Like generally, I think white people can generally travel, whether it's like Asia, the Middle East, anywhere, Latin America, and generally we get, people don't discriminate against us, where if you're black, that's kind of different. Depending on, depends on scenario. I don't know. I mean, there's so many people whose lives suck and whose lives don't. I don't really like to, when it comes to white privilege, I just hear when I hear people complain about it, I think it's just like them having these things occur in both white people and black people. Some people are just fortunate, some people aren't. And yeah, that's about all I have to say.
Pepe, you said
Hey, I think Florida had a good response to what he think it is, because it's no one definition. To be real,
what were you gonna say, Andrew?
Different people think it means.
You made that comment earlier that you said
Rob, he's giving Andrew white privilege.
You're not. Yeah, that's exactly what you just did. Beaver.
But he was talking before you.
That's true. So those that were listening, that's true. Yeah, Pepe, you actually said something earlier. You said you're not trying to do the polemic stuff, but you made a comment that I thought was a pretty intense one. I'd be interested to hear what Free or anyone else would say to that, because I don't know if they all heard it. If you'd repeat it, that would be...
Which one?
The one about how people would be better off in America if something,
Oh, yeah. I think that this is just... I'm just looking at everything metrically. You can look at how much we spend every year. Black people, for example, they pay less into the system than they take out through services and so forth. And white people... They put in more than they take out. If we look at all of societal ills and the rates at which they affect the black community as opposed to the white community, I have to say that without a doubt, I feel like had we never had slavery, our country would be, maybe we'd lose some of the cultural influence, like musically and that kind of stuff. But other than that, we'd be much more peaceful, high trust, we'd have a whole lot less problems. I mean, look at all of the inner city bullshit we have to deal with. Those would no longer exist. I do think that in a way that is like a curse. We have to deal with the plight of the problems black people have as a punishment for our ancestors using them as slaves.
All right, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and speak. I'm gonna go ahead and speak, Peter. I'm gonna go ahead and speak, Peter. I'm gonna go ahead and speak, Peter. Okay, wait. I'm gonna go ahead and speak, Peter.
Peter say okay, based.
Okay, it's so But as I was saying, like I agree to what Florida was saying, largely because if I'm not sure who just muted it.
If I want to speak, I need to.
See, now y'all want to play a game.
I can play this.
When I get to start
all night, I can play this all night if you want. For example, this is one of this is one of the disadvantages of being in the not degree of citizen.
Now some whole shit before immigrant.
It's Peter.
It's Peter doing it. Peter, does anybody know what
because
Peter
he
just
said?
said?
That I speak, right?
Nope. Mom, do you ever?
All right, Peter. Let's let Rob speak, and then you can speak after. I'm going to play the privilege card now.
He is one of our area.
Hey, I really would love to. I ain't gonna even say that. I'm gonna just stick to my point. I'm gonna just stick to my point.
Hold on a second, Rob. Peter, if you're going to speak, fucking use a translator. I'm not going to tell you again. Shut the fuck up and let Rob go.
Anyway, man, like I'm not gonna dignify some of the stuff I just heard. Like I really just agree with Florida. I wish y'all would have did more. Like I heard no rebuttals, no response to what he said, because that's essentially what it is. And it's the key thing he said is it's not saying that white people won't experience any issues or saying that white people don't have it harder than certain other people. It's simply saying that because of your race, you will not be marginalized in this country or system. And that's not really a hard concept to understand. Now, if I add you what I really think my opinion of it is, I believe that the great privilege y'all have is that y'all don't have to like answer for like shit that white people do by and large. Now, in the last few years it's happened. It's been happening more, and you see more of y'all feel attacked because y'all being asked to answer for shit that quote unquote you ain't got shit to do for. And then you ask yourself, well, a lot of other people get asked for shit to answer for things that they don't have anything to do for, and that's pretty much their regular life. Y'all never experienced that. Y'all never experienced any form of racial discrimination on a legal aspect, systemic level, like a legislative level. And I think when the COVID happened, that's the first time in American history that white Americans felt the hand of restriction and what it actually feels like. And you saw y'all's response to it. So it's like, yeah, it's a privilege. But I do think some people overplay it on both sides. Or either y'all downplay it or they overplay it. Like y'all ain't motherfucking cold enough, your leasing office or your mortgage company and say I'm white, I can't pay my bills. They gonna evict your bum ass on the street with the rest of the meth heads that's out there. So it's like y'all don't have no special privilege in that sense. You broke dumb fucks. And then lastly, I'm gonna say this idea that will put more into the system. I bet you if we went into the numbers, we was probably a small percentage of high earning white folks that are putting all of that into the system. And the rest of y'all are net negative. Because if it says that 80% in the state's population adults don't have $1,000 in their motherfucking savings accounts, you broke motherfuckers fit into that because y'all hoarding. So we gonna stop othering ourselves in the name of trying to run with the rich ruling class, because ain't none of y'all Bezos, ain't none of y'all fucking you sure as hell ain't this shithead we got in the fucking office. Like y'all some normal ass people. You broke as fuck. You struggling to pay your gas. You struggling to pay your rent, just like the most of Americans. You living paycheck to paycheck. You broke as fuck, and you got people like Pepe that try to use like weird logic and weird historical facts that actually aren't historical facts. He's bringing shit up, saying shit like if America was all white, it would be safer. It would be just as violent because America is violent. That's what it is. It's been violent. It's violence. Our government is violent. So you don't think that it's going to reflect people? Y'all dumb ass up, man. Motherfuckers ain't peaceful. Y'all done distorted Christianity more than any group in the fucking world. Fuck you.
America would not even be America if it was all white.
Don, before he goes on, hold on. I like what did you submit in reference to the title?
Hey, you didn't hear it then.
No, I didn't hear it. What I heard you doing.
You didn't hear it. I submitted it at the beginning. So won't you shut your ass up? That's what I did. I said it. Hey, Beaver, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I'm going to have this thing. And I'm not trying to cut you off, but if you're not going to engage. Okay. So, I'll try to be brief with you, man. So I think you missed the point that it was saying about not just taking from the system, but also contributing. For example, in 2023, white Americans, about 9% of white American households was on SNAP benefits, right? Which is, let's say, about 110, just to round it off. About 24% of Black American households were on SNAP benefits, which is about a quarter. That's a major gap. There's a major margin right there. That means we're over twice represented in that space, almost 3 times.
What were those stats again?
2023 SNAP benefits of white American households versus black American households on
1/9
SNAP benefits.
white versus what?
1/9 versus a quarter black. Yeah. So that's a big margin when you think about our population size and the benefits of that particular program. And then when you bring up the idea about it's really bad because when you look at the top 10 most violent cities, they're predominantly black, overwhelmingly. Okay, they're either the largest population. If you follow on the local news or local stats, you'll see it's predominantly us committing a lot of these problems. Which goes to the point that when someone say that it's from the population, the stats will look beautiful as far as America be some type of utopia. It's not to demonize us, it's to highlight a problem that needs to be fixed that we're afraid to address. And it wasn't always like this because, of course, we are in American culture, has a lot of aspects from going back to us being more unified politically, philosophically, which is basically Christianity. A lot of things that our ancestors used to embrace from this culture because, of course, our slavery, we had to embrace what we were part of. And that was pretty much okay, taking the good and leaving the bad, right? The bottom line is that we cannot problem if we're not willing to be honest and address it and keep obfuscating and say they do it too. They're just as bad as us when the facts is not the same. There's another page I want you to check out called White Criminal of the Day. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. It's called White Criminal of the Day. It's on X. Right now, people are realizing that the stats are skewed because every day throughout the country, there's black and brown people getting arrested that are listed as white. Okay? That is a problem.
He just said a lot of bullshit, a lot of discrimination.
So I just gave you sources to everything I said. So if you don't like it, that's your problem. I'm gonna give you sources to everything I just said.
What I have a problem with,
That's fine.
what I have a problem with is that what you said was largely circular logic. You're talking about today's crime stats in 2023 without the historical context of the things that may have led to the statistics being the statistics themselves. That is to say, like Peter.
All right, Matt, who's next? We wanted to rotate sides.
Can I engage with what Free said, please?
Oh, sorry.
No, we didn't finish all the shit.
I'm next. I got a lot to say.
We didn't have a queue, but should we go to a queue? I don't know if we'll be able to go back and forth, on both sides. But
it's controversial.
Well, let's let Peter get his out. Before you go, and then also the lady down below that's speaking was Miss, I think, or the. I don't know what you mean, but okay, Peter, go ahead.
Go on the red people.
Peter, Florida, then the.
Yeah, go for it, Peter.
Thank you. I think that more than white privilege, it is being first-degree citizen privilege. It is all over the world, and it is not only for United States. For example, for United States, maybe first-degree citizenship was firstly by the whites, and the privilege was for them. But more than that is the disadvantages of not being the first degree. For example, first degree lives normally. For example, you go everywhere and you are not in the radar to raise any red flag. You are not normally checked for a lot of things. For example, when you are an Iranian in Berlin, whenever you step foot in any shopping mall, you have everything. For example, I have all the necessary tools to be able to recognize not as a thief, not as a person with red flags, but red flags are always there. They check, for example, from the second that I enter the shopping mall, until I come out, they see me with microscope.
You need to
with microscope. This is one of the disadvantages of not being the first degree citizen.
That's true.
This is bad experiences that you don't experience. This is the main advantage.
This is bad experience for the rich white folks.
First degree citizen don't experience. For example, when Dr. Matt Cool speaks, nobody interrupts him. When, for example, Beaver also the same. But for me, everybody interrupts.
That's true too.
It is a challenge, right? It is not a problem because I found my position. When you find your position, I think that this is my suggestion at the end. I explain the problem. My suggestion is that the person cannot overcome the situation of a society, but you can do your work with the maximum efficiency. Take the maximum efficiency out of that. For me, to find your position and take the best output out of that with the maximum being cool. I think that the outcome is the point. The outcome is the point.
Peter just dropped some great examples how he gets profiled and he's not the main citizen of the country. He's a minority, and then he also dropped that he gets interrupted in Clubhouse because he's not white like Matt and Beaver.
Very true. Good bombs there. Great submission. Let's hear it for Peter, guys.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. So
he does get discriminated a bit.
So to that point,
real quick, the person left. Daniel, you can go after Florida. I have to include Daniel in that. Completely forgot. Go ahead, Florida.
Thanks. To that point, I guess Peter was saying
discriminated against. No one understands him.
Yeah, we can't understand. I didn't know
Yeah,
he was
sorry, I
speaking
didn't
or having
understand
a
either.
seizure. I'm sorry.
So
You should have got a strong accent, brother. That's all. I'll give you that.
Peter was saying he doesn't have white privilege because he's not white. He's not white in an American room, and that he knows what white privilege is because he experiences the discrimination of the rest of the room for interrupting him when he speaks because we can't understand him, which is not necessarily his fault that we don't understand him, but it is in fact an inherent issue that he faces more so than we face necessarily due to the fact that he is a non-American trying to speak English in an American room about American things. Free, to your point, you brought up statistics just for the sake of bringing up statistics. You discredited or disregarded any sort of historical relevance that might have been causatal factors of these statistics. Just try to show that, like, the fact that more black on food stamps, the fact that more black people do crime than white people, that these are evidences of sort of like reasons for quote unquote ongoing racism or ongoing issues. It's kind of just like circular logic, though, because if you're going to bring up these statistics without bringing up the historical significance that led to them, then you're just kind of talking into a ethosphere. So I'm trying to figure out what your general point was.
Yeah, right. So again, up to Rob, I thought that was clear because I addressed Rob when I started talking. But then now he was saying we do it too and blah blah blah, and I was saying, hey, there's some discrepancies here, so it's not the same, right? Like if you remove the larger problem from all these issues, or the social issues, or this welfare system or crime, whatever the case may be, that drastic change in the numbers. The 1350 thing where they say, great. Yeah, that's the whole point I was bringing that up. So
what came first, the obstacles or the results?
And to be fair, I didn't even bring up where I talk about how most.
No, I know you didn't.
You brought.
No, I know you did. I was just
trying to spin a narrative.
Correct.
No, he's bringing it up as a. But the question free still remains: what came first, the obstacles or the?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. So you could actually say the results if you think about it. So
this is circular logic.
No, it's not. Let me explain. So if you take into account what we were doing prior to colonization, you would say that we were kind of in a similar state where we was relying on some other worldly aspect, some other outside force to kind of move us forward. I know we don't like addressing that. Right, so if white people never engaged with us, the question would be what would be today. We probably wouldn't have racism the way it is, but we wouldn't be as advanced in today's society. Right now, in this first world country, and pretty much all first world countries, we are more privileged than we ever been in all of human history. No, it's not. That's a fact. There's no better era to live in than today.
It's all conjecture.
There's no better era. No, listen. Just hear what I'm saying. Take all the other shit out of the picture. Just listen to what I'm saying. Right now, we are privileged to be alive in this time and era because there's no better time and era to be alive when we have these privileges, period. Never. We're the most privileged group of black people that ever existed, let alone white people too. Like, all of us are extremely privileged, right? But if we never intertwined with white people, the question, because again, before they mixed with us, they was already doing advanced shit more than us. I know we like to say we built Egypt and all this other shit, which is it's just a lot of fluff, which is go to what Coco was just saying about the
What were they
invention.
doing coming out of the dark ages?
Listen. The bottom line is, it seems clear that their technology was more superior than ours, since that's how they was able to dominate us, as well as most of the world at a certain point in time. The bottom line is, while we sit here and keep bitching and try to figure out who has a bigger dick, no, I'm saying, dude, like, this is my stance versus y'all stance. Y'all keep trying to, like, do this nitpicking shit where it's like us versus them, and I'm saying it's really just us. It's not us versus them. Most people, like myself, are just trying to fucking get along. Y'all keep trying to find ways to divide us and trip over stupid trivial shit. No one cares. Black people are inventors. We're smart. We're able to contribute to society as we do. And white people do their shit too, right? Right now, at this point in time, most of us get along. Every time we bring up this argument, it serves no purpose but to just take us apart. It's stupid. It really is.
I agree with Free.
It serves no good purpose. So what I'm saying is, stop doing that, because it doesn't help. It only hurts. That's all.
It helps to get up and say things that just aren't true. Like, that helps.
All right. Rob, it seemed like you could don't disagree for no reason.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. That's what helps.
You're in this, but listen, Rob,
That's
you're in
what
a
helps.
space full of white people. I'm asking you a question. I heard you the second time, bro. You're in a space full of white people, and most of the time they treat you right. They don't call you out your name. They let you speak. We close the space for you. We treat you decently.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's perfect. Listen, I'm not.
Let me say this.
Go ahead,
This is a free app. People can talk how they want to talk. So true, nobody's done any harm to me on any level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have people said some derogatory things? Sure. That's what they allow in this space. I come in this space largely because I do not communicate with white people on a day-to-day basis. I like to hear how white people communicate free of restrictions. You know, not feeling like they're gonna lose their job. I'm not gonna go try to dox none of y'all and find out where Pepe work at and tell him that he's a piece of shit. Like, it ain't that serious. But
let me ask you something, Rob. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, bro.
I like to listen to how people speak, and we can go from there. Sometimes we have a good conversation. Sometimes I want to tell y'all that I slapped the shit out of y'all, but it wouldn't, like, what would that mean? Like, more than likely, we'll never see each other. So me saying that type of stuff is like, But
okay, so let me ask you something. So I want to get what you come from. Do you feel like the average white person in America is the enemy to you, that they have your worst interests at heart and they're actively working to harm you and black people?
I think the average white person in America will turn a blind eye to things that harm and work against black Americans. I don't think the average white American has enough power to do anything on an individual level. As a group, the dynamics on that end is a little different. I think if we have an enemy, it's the United States justice system, possibly even the entire government itself, but definitely the United States justice system, the FBI, the CIA, those entities. I think those are our actual enemies. I think for the most part, white people have been used as a pawn in this game because the vast majority of white people, like I said, are broke. And it's just what it is. So no, I don't think they're my enemy, but I think they're much more aligned with who I believe the enemy is than the average black person is. So I just, kind of deal with them as I deal with them.
Right. So the reason I ask you that, because it seems like, and just trying to understand you, I don't want to group you in with anybody else, right? So, because I'm asking this because I'm curious if you take into account your day-to-day experiences with people that you deal with routinely, right? So I'm like a lot of you that was growing up raised to hate white people. I'm just straight up. They're the enemy. I
didn't grow up raised to hate white people, so let's not paint that narrative.
Right. No, that's fine. Right. Not you specifically. I got you, bro. I got you. Not you specifically. I'm saying in general. I think a lot of people are, because we can see.
No, I don't think the average black person. I would push back on that narrative that we're raised to hate white people. That's just not true.
Okay, we'll just disagree, because I meet people routinely in my real life all the time. I used to be affiliated with pro-black groups, where they will openly tell you, I don't like white people, I don't trust them. Matter of fact, the Nolan Wells case is a prime example of this, right? They're assuming that there's some malice intent based on the fact white people are involved. And that, I'm only come because you have a prejudice against white people that you feel that they're malicious, which is, in my opinion, rooted in hate. I mean, we flip this around, it'd be the same way. If Nolan Wells was a white kid surrounded by black kids, and a great deal of the white culture was looking for some malicious outcome of black people killing this guy with little to no information, we would call that racist because they're just looking for a smoking gun, and there's nothing that's that, right? Like, they've already made a determination the moment they like people did something wrong. We would call that racist. And that would be rooted in
any, like, go on Facebook, look at it, like, anytime like a crime, usual suspects. That type of logic is around in America, man. It's like, unfortunately, because of how it works, we're still in a largely segregated society, and not segregated in the sense of like oppression and shit like that. I'm just talking about look at the demographics of how Americans live. White Americans tend to live around white Americans. Black Americans, that's what I mean. We're still a largely segregated society. So it's like, yeah, that shit happens. Like people for the most part, people seem to take their experiences strictly off TV and media. Me, I choose to say things that I don't have like direct understanding through reading and the conversations I have. If I went straight off the motherfucking TV, I think all white was good. I look at it from that point. I don't think that everybody is on some Danny Tanner Full House ass shit. But that shit, that all day was the motherfucker. He was a drug addict. You feel me? And so when I look at it from that perspective, I know that a lot of the issues that Black Americans have, white Americans have. Because unfortunately, this is the reality that I have opinion and I've developed, and I actually think it's true. I actually think the same people is different experience.
I just want to.
Oh, I was gonna.
Hey, my bad, Dad. Yeah, no, I was saying was I think we decided.
Real quick, Rod, I was gonna ask you a question real quick.
No, that's their right as an American citizen.
Privilege or no?
See, again, my beginning statement was I actually agree with Florida that white privilege is really simply just being able to exist in a country that will not like oppress you through legislation, through any type of systemic means because of your race. That's what I think it is. I don't think y'all like have this overwhelming privilege. You feel me? Like just like snap your fingers and start for you. But I do think the law works in our favor, and then it works in other groups' favor. That.
Thanks. I'm going to blend a little bit of what the room was when I came up on the stage, which I think had to do with reparations, and we got into white privilege. They kind of crisscross. Let me just say that in many ways what Pepe was saying kind of reinforced why there ought to be reparations and why we ought to recognize what is systemic, along with, yes, we live in the most privileged time in the history of humanity as a whole human race. I couldn't agree with Free more than that. But at the same time, like, we have a historical precedent. Okay, reparations is a legal thing, first of all. The country can afford it, be a huge economic bonanza, so that's one thing to put apart. But more importantly, when we start talking about Black people consuming more and white people contributing more, and this idea, well, we have to ask ourselves, like, are we actually saying that a Black American and a white American with the same income, age, family circumstance, employment, and so on, have a different net fiscal contribution? I don't think that's what we actually mean, right? So we're reinforcing this is not about race, it's about the economic conditions, some of which are inherited. And if you do choose as a society to legally deal with that, to turn the page on that, look at the economics and justify it, you make that decision, that's one thing. But no matter what, if you want people to not be using as much of the system, you have to lift people somehow out of economic privation, or you just say it's everybody for themselves and fuck it. But to make a case that it's predominantly black people, predominantly white people, this or that, instead of looking at the things we can control, which is not people, but conditions, is having us ask the wrong question. And I'll land with one of my greatest mentors said to me, if you ask the wrong question, you solve the wrong problem. I don't think we should be talking about the prevalence of black people this and the prevalence of white people that. And Martin Luther King, in my opinion, understood this. Fred Hampton understood this. It's about the economic circumstances, white or black, not yeah. And I'm done.
Daniel, Daniel, if I will say this, if y'all heard me say these words, I think black folks and white folks are actually the same people, just different experiences. You feel me? Like, but key in on different experiences, that really matters. That makes a unique difference in America, a cultural difference, a big distinguish. Like it's a huge difference. But in terms of our worldview and all that shit, we all narrow-minded. We all got American exceptionalism. You seeing it in the FBA movement, telling other black folks around the world that they ain't black. You feel me? So there's an American exceptionalism in all of us. But man, it's something you said at the end when you honed in on Fred Hampton, and I'm gonna say specifically Martin Luther King at the end of his life. Now talking about the I Have a Dream Martin Luther King, talking about that 68, that 67, 68 MLK, right? He was far more his approach to the poor people's movement. I'm trying to tell y'all boys, man, that y'all might think that it's cool, you know, to laugh at people because they saying, oh man, we ain't paying for your reparations and all that. Nah, it ain't even about that, man. It's just about recognizing that this shit is economic. It's very much economic.
And there's a legal precedent, Rob. There is a legal precedent in multiple countries for it. It's not, I mean, in multiple situations throughout history, there's no reason for that to be accepted unless you could make a case that the country couldn't afford it. And it's exactly not only can the country afford it, it would be financially beneficial to every American in the country to circulate that money into the system.
I think you should look at it from like a New Deal perspective, because a lot of that, you think about America prior to like even the Great Depression, it was wealth in America, but it was far more poverty in America. The conditions how people were living, obviously technology has changed things, but like it was bad for a lot of Americans. The Depression enhanced that. World War II enhances that because you got to siphon in not just like your resources, like your people are dying. Like we got to lose young men that could have contributed. You add into that a country that has a system that says a segment of a society does not have the same opportunity to advance in.
Are black Americans gonna just buy a bunch of fucking US